Dumelang Kogai. This is another episode of The Dawning Experience with Chami Moroke. On today's episode, we have another young person who has journeyed into politics. I would really want to know why politics. But hey, before we get into that, this production is brought to you by Dreamstream Studios. All you have to do is just dial the number that is appearing on your screens right now and also hit them up on their socials on TikTok and also Instagram. Butwami, how are you?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Ngiyaphila Butwami. Ngicela ukuthi uzazise ukuthi ubani.
Basically, my name is Lindokuhle Yende. I'm well known as minister. I'm a very passionate young person who's politically minded, basically. A young boy who grew up in Soweto.
You know, when I saw the name minister, I was like, minister wani lo muntu?
No, it's Minister of Young People.
Yeah.
And even others have their ministers, their cabinet, basically.
Yeah.
So this one is the Minister of Young People in South Africa, basically.
So we do this, Amanda.
Every time.
Okay, Lindokuhle, you know, every time on this show, I want to go to Mutangeli. How was your upbringing as Lindokuhle? Ukhule kanjani?
Yo, I'm from a very, very difficult background as a young person. I grew up in the streets of Soweto and at Mdeni. So I started my uprising at Naledi High School, which I call it the School of Excellence, basically.
Wow.
You know, all of them, Bopopo Mulife, you can name the leaders that are there in parliament, basically. They all come from that particular school. So as for me, I'm also from that particular special school, the School of Excellence, basically.
Yeah, that's so amazing. So now we get into Lindokuhle, who's journeying into politics in high school, actually. That's when you joined the COSAS. Take me through that.
So basically, I was involved in a small scenario, basically, you see, because of as a learner by that time, I didn't understand COSAS, like each and every learner there. So what happened was that I got into an accident, you know, as a student by then.
Yeah.
Then I was told to say I must go and get a representative from the students' body side, then so that they can attend to my case. I did a little naughty thing, you see. Then after that, yes, it happened to say that I called someone who was the branch leader by then. That person then started to introduce me into the student politics. Yes, and on my case, basically, that's more than a case.
That's more. Right?
Yeah.
So you are into COSAS, Lindokuhle. I want to understand, for someone who doesn't know, what is the role of the COSAS?
That's where I come in, basically, because of even myself, I was not well introduced, but I'll introduce everyone in a right manner. So the Congress of South African Student COSAS International Organization, established in Wilspruit in Johannesburg on the 31st of May, 1979. COSAS was formed in endeavor to coordinate students at pre-tertiary level in all South African schools, secondary and high schools, and to unite all students against the discriminative education system, basically.
Yes.
So COSAS played a crucial role in the liberation struggle by mobilizing students toward the aims and objectives of the liberation movement. Post-1994, COSAS still subscribes to to the Freedom Charter. So our free education remains one of the biggest goal of the organization.
So I love what you said. You said it was formed in 1979.
Yes.
So with the aim to mobilize students at high schools
Yes.
against the ruthless apartheid system.
Yeah.
So now we look at it now. Do you still see its relevance, COSAS?
Yeah, there's lots of relevance because of we have changed. We are a generation whereby everything has changed. Number one, so we need to adapt. Basically, what do I mean to adapt? Currently, there are socio-economic issues. We're no longer fighting the educational system, but we are fighting the socio-economic issues. If you can check teenage pregnancy, HIV and AIDS in schools. Corporal punishment is still applied by other people in schools. The issue of drug abuse, we are having programs that addresses such issues. If we can check our Learn Without Fear campaign that we are busy pushing, which talks about the school's nutrition, talks about girl child, boy child talks every Fridays, and Wednesdays boys talks. You see, so our Learn Without Fear is our number one campaign that we are currently pushing forward.
Yazi Lindokuhle, mina growing up in high school, COSAS, I would see them coming to our school and disrupting.
Yeah, it's portrayed like that, but
Yeah.
we are not like that basically. If you can check the things that we have done as an organization, the one student, one driver's license, it's part and parcel of our programs that we introduce to the MSC's office to say that these are the campaigns, these are the programs that we need your office to champion. The issue of one student, one ID, one teacher, one laptop. So those are the programs that COSAS always bring up front to the Department of Education. Then obviously we'll never get that spotlight because of we are young people, we don't have those particular resources.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah, thank you for that. You know, Lindokuhle, again, as I was researching, you spoke also about advocating for the rights of the students. There's also bullying in our schools.
Too much. It's happening currently. Even if you can check in schools in West Rand, we've been attending cases in Orange Farm. We've been attending cases regarding bullying in our schools.
Yep.
But as an organization, we need to condemn that which is happening currently, because of, if you can check, we need to go out there, have outreach programs, not in schools, because of before I'm a student or a learner, I'm a member of the community. So if we can teach our communities with a view to say that our communities need what you call a full understanding of bullying, because of learners, they do things without any knowledge, and our parents just leave us as young people like that. So we need to engage better in terms of that particular thing that is affecting us. But it's not only bullying.
It's a lot of things.
There are a lot of things, you understand?
I've got this other one, Lindokuhle. I need us to tap into it a bit. I'm not going to mention names, but there was a case last year in Soweto of a learner in a high school who committed suicide because he was bullied by a teacher because of his sexuality. What do we do about it? Because I felt like COSAS didn't do anything. We used to know Guti COSAS would be there, you know, advocating for students. And also, the teacher was protected. Nobody speaks about the teacher who bullied this kid.
You know, we have a lot of cases that are similar like that. We have a LGBTQI community,
Yes,
which we need also to educate our constituents in terms of that, because of, if you can check, we have learners there who are in that particular community, and they always come to school with the impression that people understand their gender, far as to say that yes, I'm a she, but you see. So we need.
So are you saying that people from the LGBTQI plus are supposed to come and actually educate?
They should come to us as the organization, so that we can have programs regarding that that particular gender of theirs.
But now, in your view, why do you think this case was just pushed away? Because it's still pending, and the family is still looking for answers to who is this teacher and why is she being protected?
You see, when you want to be too much involved in those particular cases, you'll find that you'll be standing alone. If you can check, department always make sure that they deploy departments so that they investigate and also help the families throughout the case. So if that particular parent or a learner hasn't found a conclusion for that particular case, they can also come to our offices in Sisulu House, Commercial Street, and also talk with us. Then we'll see and check with the department how far are they with that particular case.
Thank you so much, because I felt like this case was neglected.
No, we don't neglect. As long as it affects a young person, we are always there. We'll make sure that there's a conclusion at the end of the day.
Thank you so much for that. Lindokuhle, also, what are your rights as a student also? Because most of the students, they just think it's always about education only. What are other rights that they have?
Hey, when you talk about learners have a lot of rights basically. But you know, not to answer you basically, to say that what are our student rights, we all know the student right basically, but the responsibilities is the one part that we need to focus on, because of you can have a right but not looking forward on the responsibility, because of if you can check mostly on our responsibilities, we won't be finding a lot of crimes in our school, a lot of gangsterism, because of you'll know that as a student, I have the responsibility to be in class and to be taught
Yes.
by a teacher, and a teacher has the responsibility to be in class and teach us as students.
That's so true. And you are speaking about the teachers too. Now, there's a lot of also students and teacher fights. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's part of our Learn Without Fear campaign, as I was I was telling you earlier on, to say that Learn Without Fear, it tells us about that. To say we need to educate one another. When I see a teacher coming in the classroom, I must respect him or her as a parent. And a teacher, when it comes to a classroom, he or she must take me as a learner. You see, when there's respect, basically,
Comes both ways, yeah.
you see, yeah, so we need that particular campaign to move forward, to learn without fear. We must learn without fear. Even you're here, you are without fear. You are
Without fear,
cool, you are
yes.
right, you are engaging, everything is cool.
Yeah. You know what? I want you to take me through the challenges of being a young person in politics.
Yo, you get hated basically by a lot of people, because they think that you are smarter than them, or they think that you know better than them. You see, so you go through a lot without even getting support from the people that you think that they will help you, basically.
Yeah.
So it's painful on my side of view. You see, because of in Soweto, it's different than here in Randburg. You see.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's very painful.
But now, Lindokuhle, you are the longest and youngest person serving actually in the ANC Youth League ward.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah, it's all about passion. When you have passion, you can strive and achieve everything that you want. You see, because being this young and being into politics, it gives another person to see that I'm doing things simpler, so they can even join that particular struggle, and they do not know the obstacles that I faced on daily basis, because of I need to, when there's an issue of electricity, I must be the one
Yep.
to say, as young people, this thing is affecting us. Basically, we need to engage with the councillors, the NGOs, the NPOs, the community, to stand there basically in thousands of people and talk to them regarding what they are being affected. It's such another thing that one
Yeah.
cannot stand. When you can get into my shoes, you'll say, yo,
Ziyakhala.
Ziyakhala, yeah.
Lindo, do you think, according to you, will education suffer without the existence of COSAS?
Can you please repeat the question?
Will education suffer without the existence of COSAS?
Yes, it will suffer. COSAS have made sure that, because of, I told you before that I'm a student from Naledi High, where Inosun Gujani wrote a letter once on June 8th to say that they are tired of this particular educational system. He was a young person by then. So imagine young people today not implementing or proposing to the Department of Education to say that we want 1, 2, 3,
This
1,
is
2, 3
what-
to happen. Our educational system should be channeled like this, because it is us basically who get to be taught that particular system. So if we don't understand basically caps, you're going to become a problem. So when the department introduces caps, they need to engage with us to say that we are going to introduce you to caps. So these are the things that we have seen we're going to achieve when you go to this with this module basically. So it's important that as COSAS we engage with the department, whatsoever thing that they put, even if it's a smallanyana thing,
Yeah.
we need to have input there.
You know, you are making it seem easier because, like I was saying to you, growing up, because as I understand ukuthi kwenzakalani, but now you are explaining it better.
And simpler.
Exactly. So let's get into Lindokuhle Mfana Foundation.
Okay.
Angitshele ngayo.
So Lindokuhle Mfana Foundation, it's a non-profit organization which helps young people basically at our township level. We make sure that they get school shoes. We focus on girls, have girls talks, donate sanitary towels where it's needed. We make sure that after school programs, we help these young people with homeworks and and other stuff.
So how has it been going? The support?
We've been getting support because of I also have a documentary on Hectic 99, which was played 2 years back, if I'm not mistaken, because of Lindokuhle Mfana Foundation has been there for long. You see? Yeah.
No, thank you so much for that. Now, Lindokuhle, there's something important. Next year, we are voting. Young people don't like to vote. You know, we vote with Twitter. It's vote on umlomo.
Yeah, it's a good question that you raise it now. You see, because of if you can check, as young people, we are not fully educated about voting. It's not like before in 1994 where everyone was excited to vote.
Of course.
Right now, we are in the fourth industrial revolution. You see, the government, basically the current leading government, we need to vote using our cell phones. We need to change this thing of going to queue and
So you're saying that they should implement voting using our
online.
phones?
Yes, it's possible. If you've been in a university before, you know that in the SRC,
Of
they
course.
use you vote sitting comfortable at your respective home.
And
You
I
see?
feel like a lot of people will just vote because usekaya and you just
Yeah, but we must check the corruption behind it.
okay. No.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. So young people must go all out and vote for the ANC because of the ANC is the one.
Mina, I'm
that
saying
has-
young people should vote.
Yes, but I'm telling you now that people must go and vote for the ANC because of the ANC has made sure that today we have hospitals, we have malls, we have schools, we have in our schools we have proper nutrition. We have in the MSc is building each and every is building schools each and every month. So that work needs to be applauded by the people and give the government, the current government, a vote. You see,
What's been done, gay, to encourage these young students to vote? Are you guys going to the schools?
you know
to
what we are
encourage them?
currently doing as we are sitting here.
Yeah.
So we have deployed people yesterday in the region of Kuruleni. They are doing a one student, one ID campaign. They are also helping learners to register, matriculants basically, to
Yes.
register for university levels to get space and check their APS score and so forth. You see? So as COSAS, we always make sure that we engage with IEC to say that okay, there are sales in schools. You see, so we make sure that they participate by voting properly. You see, so the IC comes on board, the RCL who are contesting, they do these cards of theirs, then you'll vote for your candidates there. So you see, even when you go next year to vote, you'll have a clue to say, oh, this is what's
going
I've been taught, basically. But we also have talks on Fridays and Wednesdays in schools, going together with the other departments to schools to say, yes, next year we are voting. It's a very critical thing. You need to know 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What does it mean as a young person to go and vote? You see.
Please, because we need to encourage a lot of young people. I remember 2021, there was a complaint of Uguti. A lot of young people didn't go out there.
Yes, you are right. Young people sustained basically because of they did not have an idea and were not into their space basically. So currently we are all over. We are making sure that next year young people are going to vote and young people are going to vote right.
Let's hope so. Because of that, I would love for you to encourage the young people. So I'm going to ask you to look into that camera. You need to encourage young people and tell them of the importance of voting.
Yeah, so as young people who will be watching this show, please don't say that as next year the president, when he has given us a date to go and vote, please make sure that you go and cast your vote. Don't sit at home. Google, there's a lot of information in your cell phones. Stop Facebook, stop WhatsApp. Just go to internet and Google why is it important for you. Check our history basically, why our people went out to vote. You'll have a full understanding. Watch Sarafina again.
inspire, right? Just a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Just to wrap it up. Where to from here? From your foundation and also you being in the COSAS. Is it the administration?
Yeah.
Where to from here?
All right, you are wrapping things very fast. I want to talk. You invited me to talk.
Feel free.
I want to talk. So
this is your space.
basically, if you can check, I wanted to raise the issue of libraries libraries have been closed from Saturday and Sunday. Remember, before I'm a student, I'm a member of the community. So from Monday to Friday, I'm in school. Then Saturday and Sunday, libraries are closed in township where I stay. So I'm a person who stays in the 4-room house. So I need to study. I need to prepare for my prelim examinations and stuff like that. So if our government can think, think for us, not for themselves, when they are there sitting in their offices, rounding with their chairs, they must think that there's a black child there that is suffering. You see?
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Why? Because I know some libraries, they do open on a Saturday, but close 1 o'clock. What's the point?
So they need to be reasonable. They must understand that we are young people. We want to have our own space there and prepare nicely so that we can have 100% in Gauteng.
How are you planning on approaching them anyway? Because this is the suggestion that you have. How are you planning on approaching them?
We need to be realistic in some other things. As a student, we need support. If we can have support from the government, we'll give 100%. Not to talk, sit down and talk. It won't happen like that. And also as learners, we are preparing ourselves that we'll study and we'll make sure that we have groups. And also those students who are in studying in groups, they must make sure that they report, because we don't want cases of rapes and of students who are missing and so forth. You see, because of October, it's a very dangerous month in South Africa. You get lots of young people being kidnapped, basically. We attend a lot of cases regarding that. So they need to make sure that they report to their parents. They must not lie to say they are going to study and they are going to dance. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must be realistic to themselves, basically.
We don't want the Enyobeni incident happening again.
So much. Even in that case of when young people were there and it's young people who died there, you see, it touches us when you are sitting at home watching that particular story or seeing that on your timeline. You see, because we have people who joke about that particular thing. We have people who are serious about that thing. Like us, we are very serious about that particular issue. As long as it affects a black child, we'll come there. We'll make sure that the government intervene and the government take the interest of young people serious, especially in the township level.
Mina, I wanted to wrap up. Now,
Don't wrap up.
and now my questions are coming up. Lindokuhle, you are the voice of young people. You are in COSAS Joburg Regional Task Team member.
Then.
You were then.
Yeah.
But now where you are the voice, what are you doing when you're there? Phela kwamele nisikhulumene singabantu as young people.
No, we do speak for you. Basically, somehow we are not messiahs to say that after talking, I want people to see me that it's me who said 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No. Our action must speak for us. Students are having tablets. It's action. It's speaking for us. You see, corporal punishment, we have banned it. We've emphasized that it must be banned. It's banned.
But it's still there. Let's be
still
honest.
There. Yes, it's still there. Yeah. In some other schools. Yeah. And that those people are not basically following the laws of this country. They're undermining it, basically. Because if you can check the South African Schools Act, it states very clear that corporal punishment was abolished. You see, and you will get 5 years imprisonment if you are caught doing that. Recently, I was at ST Matthews in Soweto, a private school, where a learner was being expelled by the board for lighting a fire tracker. But though they were not sure that it was that particular learner. So we went there and the school reviewed their disciplinary hearing for that learner and they reinstated that particular learner. The learner is currently learning now as we speak.
Wow.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that in the private schools, basically, they must review before we come. They must review their code of conduct. and make sure that they are in line with the South African Schools Act. You see, so that
Yeah.
we won't find problems. Then all we want as COSAS, we want schools in Gauteng and in South Africa at large to be in line with the South African Schools Act, to be what you call to make sure that there's stability in the school premises. Teachers are teaching,
Yes.
not sitting in the staff room drinking tea.
Yes.
You know, where were you studying before in the high school?
I went to Soweto.
Went to
Soweto. At
Which school?
Dobsonville.
Dobsonville.
At Fort High School.
Fort High. That school I was there. There's a lot of learners there.
And you know, with Forte, there was a lot of challenges of there's a hostel here and the
You see-
learners are being terrorized.
You see, when you talk about hostel, basically, you see those people need to be educated at the same time, because of we once attended a case whereby a group of hostel people went to a particular school and attacked the teachers. They took their phones, laptops.
It
and
also
stuff.
happened at Forte High School.
You see, yes. So we need to go there and educate our people to say,
Thank you
yes,
for that.
unemployment is there, but don't see us as an object of other things. You see, we are human beings. We are just like you. We are trying to make bread for our own children at the same time.
Because now the safety of the students, kwenzakalani manje, amaphoyisa kwamele eze, it's not good.
You see, but we need to also encourage the South African police services to say that they must not be there and move around, just moving around with those cars. They must
Babu,
go and catch
Look at
those
Forte and the
criminals.
police station. It's just 2 minutes.
But they will tell you that there are no cars.
Yeah.
Just like in Naledi police station. When you go and report the case there, they will tell you that no, we are still waiting for cars, we are still, we'll follow up. And our system in South Africa, we have a good system in South Africa. But the people who must implement those particular systems, they are the ones who are giving us challenges. That's why we need to act as young people. The 1979 generation, they stood up, they stood firm. Load shedding is affecting us.
It is.
We need to stand up, we need to go there and tell them that on our final exams, we don't want to see load shedding happening. It's a crime within our humanity.
You can't study in a candle, Bafethu.
Just imagine, in this current juncture, we need to make sure that our government needs to take its people serious before the people lead themselves.
The last point, the right to be respected for their beliefs. Leama student, we've seen cases of a learner being asked to tie your hair it's too long, especially if that person is a black person.
Indeed. You see, some other teachers, they think that they are their class, it's a hair salon. They must pick a learner and say, your hair must be like this and so forth. When you are a teacher and you are in a school, there are conduct. There's a code of conduct that says a learner's hair must be like this and like that. But a teacher inside the school premises is there to teach. When I've done my cuts like this, it's nice. So you must leave me and focus on teaching me. Because of
That's what you paid for.
Yes, because if you can focus on your hairstyle, we'll take the whole day.
Yeah.
We'll take the whole day. So you see that particular people will lose the curriculum for the day.
Lindokuhle.
Another thing,
Yeah.
I haven't finished.
No, I wanted
You
to ask
said
a question,
yes.
but throw in.
We said we must speak. The issue of code of conduct in our schools.
Yeah.
If you can check, we went to old school overval. What they did was that learners were not allowed to be a student in that particular school. So all of them, they were said, no, they must go back home. We came, we intervened. Today, those learners are studying there. The issues of SGPs in our schools, it's a problem. They are there to chow money, our own money that must assist us, that must buy books, that must buy tables, that must make sure that the school is improper. But SGPs are there to say, no, because of these are black people, this I don't like him or her. You see, they want
Who
to show
elects
us
the
powers.
SGP?
Yes.
Who elects?
It's the community. It's the parents of us, of the learners, basically, who elects the SGPs. You see. So if these parents, they elect that particular board or or school governing body, they must make sure that these people are accountable. You know why? For example, I was once in a school. The SGP was doing what was not involved in that particular school. Then the school, the department wanted to renovate that particular school. The whole SGP team came on board. They want to have their own people there running tenders, doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It shows that our people, our parents, don't not care about our education. They only care about the resources that they get there inside the school premises. You know, if you love your child very much, you'll make sure that your child get quality education regarding the infrastructure of the school and so forth. Because of in Hamaskral, there are people there who are learning under the tree. We are very
in this day and age.
In this day and age, and we are saying nothing about it. We need celebrities, we need NGOs, we need NPOs. They must come on board. Today, we have a generation of AMA 2000. We have a group called Piano Hub. We need them to come on board. They need to come and have talks in our schools. They must motivate these young people. They must not enjoy when we are buying their music day in and day out. They must come, especially in deep rural areas. They must be there. They must motivate those particular people. They must make sure that these young people are the future. Because yes, indeed, we are the current and the future. You see, it's not all about money.
That's true.
Yes.
As someone, Obuyagu COSAS, here's a learner in high school. They want to be part of it. How do they join? Who qualifies to be in COSAS? What's the process?
From from independent schools and public schools. As long as you're a learner, as long as you're a student, you have a right to download. If we are far from you, you have a right to download our membership form. Go to the nearest PCO, submit your form there. Then they will call us and say we have a member here. But the standard procedure is that we deploy our people in schools. After that, they engage with the principal. After the principal, we have a meeting with the RCL. We make them to understand what is COSAS. Then after that, they give us a platform to address an assembly. Then we make sure that every learner understand what is COSAS. Then after that, those who are interested to be our members will be given a membership form, but we have a day of a recruitment, basically. We make sure that they sign that particular membership form. We take them to the regional office, they audit it, then to the provincial office, we audit again. Then the last part, it's a big process. Then the last part is the national office where the last audit has been done. Then after that audit, we go back to that particular school. That's whereby we need to elect the leadership of COSAS there. That will work hand in hand with RCL. Remember, RCL was formed by COSAS to represent us on governance side of view, so that they will end that corruption that is being done by the SGPs and principals in our school premises. And they must know that that budget that the department always gives to schools is not for them, but for their children.
Lindokuhle, as the one who's sitting on the hot chair and the leading chair, I have to ask you to close. Give us your closing words now.
No, as young people, we need to be there. We need not to be afraid, because of impossible is nothing. We want this current generation to be the generation of 30% pass rate. We need to be a generation of 100% pass rate, each and every subject. We need support from the government. We need NGOs and POs to come on board. We are open to everyone. They can follow us on our social platforms. Make sure that they write to us. We'll come. We'll make sure that you said it before.
I gave you the platform.
So no, but to cut it short, we need to make sure that the fruits that Solomon Kalushu said we must enjoy them freely, but now we are not enjoying them freely because of some individuals who want to be popular. But it's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Lindokuhle, thank you so much for joining us. Because if I don't catch you, I say Kubega.
Yeah,
As you're mentioning about Solomon Mahlang, I'm like, no, now you're provoking me, but it's
Ah.
fine. Thank you so much for coming on the Donning Experience. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me this time.
Bakaitso, I do hope that you enjoyed this episode. We got to understand the relevance of COSAS in our schools and also encouraging the young people to go out there and vote. Please do leave your comments. This is the Donning Experience with Chami Moroke. Ke mina Noko Musebo Adura. Ke leboga thata.